It's Lightning 100's Lieutenant Dan, and we are currently in the basement underneath Grimey's new and Preloved music, where Foster the People are about to do an in-store. It's one of the cool indie record stores that carries your album, and we're one of the cool indie radio stations that gets to play your record, and it's awesome. I love Torches. I'm pretty sure in the past 2 weeks I've listened to it a dozen times, and we've been playing Pumped Up Kicks on the station, and that's kind of become an anthem for the summertime. It's funny though, once you actually start listening to the words in the song, it sounds like this upbeat poppy song, but it's kind of got a dark undertone to it. Can you tell us a little bit about the song?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I write in character a lot, and so the song's written in character through the perspective of this teenage kid that's pretty isolated. He's an outcast, and he's having these violent fantasies about revenge and stuff. So, I mean, it's really more about his thought process rather than anything external that he actually does. It's more, you know, the psychology behind what's driving him.
How old is that song? Because you guys are a pretty new band. I think you formed less than 2 years ago. Is that something you wrote after forming the group?
Yeah. I wrote it at the beginning of 2010, which it's funny because it started to take off right away. We put it on our website like a week after I wrote it, and it started to spread around and get blogged about. So it's kind of crazy now that it's still around. You know what I mean? It's still growing and spreading more. So yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, with that song, people blogging about it, and you getting radio play in LA and all over the country now. You're on a sold-out tour and really kind of a new band. Are you guys, you know, when you're doing your live show, are you still adding new tricks? And is it, you know, exactly where you want it to be right now?
No, definitely. We love, like, we're always continually growing. And you know, I mean, we don't really have time to rehearse, so sound check is when we get to try out new ideas. But yeah, we're always adding new things in and growing and changing. I think that keeps it fresh for us on the road, you know, just deconstructing songs and adding new parts. And we play a lot of the songs on the record we play differently during our live show, just because we can.
Can you tell me a little bit about forming Foster the People? I believe when you first were doing it, it was Foster and the People, and then ended up becoming Foster the People, which really kind of has a cool story behind it. Can you tell us that?
Yeah, it changed from a noun to a verb just by taking out a conjugation. What is it? No, it's not a consonant. You know, whatever the word for and is.
We're not English majors. We love rock and roll and good music.
Yeah, exactly. No, we played some charities early on, and we were telling. I was telling my friend one night, you know, hey, just started this new band. He's like, what's the name? It's Foster and the People. He's like, oh, Foster the People. That's awesome. It's like, no, it's Foster and the People. And he's like, oh, cool. And I was like, and that happened a couple times actually, and I think like also just with the charities that we played early on, we were just thinking about it, and we're like, man, Foster the People. That's really it's more of a mission statement than it is even a band name. So yeah.
And you ended up with it serendipitously. It just it kind of showed up.
Yeah, it just kind of happened organically.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
One of your what I really like about your album, besides the great songs, is you included the lyrics on there, which are not always perfectly interpreted by a listener. And I've listened to your record probably 5 or 6 times at this point, and there's one song on there, and I'm like, gosh, I don't like that song. And it's because I thought you were singing, so you think I'm awesome, awesome, awesome. And I'm like, really? I mean, no, that can't be right. But then I looked it up, and I'm like, oh, wait, it's Yet Again I'm Hustling. And yeah, that's Life on the Nickel, which is a really good track. So I'm glad I could.
You're not
like
the first
that
one to think that. I just saw
really?
Someone on Twitter said that too. Yeah.
Do your homework, and it's actually...
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone else thought I was talking about rice with that song. Like, Yet Again I'm like rice and rice patties. I
Well,
don't
there
know.
you
They
go.
said
That's-
something weird. It was weird.
That's the downfall of the digital age, is that people end up with the music and not, the whole art package where they can really figure it out and know what you're intending to do on your album. You have another song on there, Helena Beat, which has actually been my ringtone for a few weeks on my cell phone.
Nice.
I really like it. And the beginning of it reminds me kind of a Rat-a-Tat song, and I was wondering if you're familiar with them or.
Oh yeah,
band you
yeah,
like?
yeah, totally. Yeah, they're great. We just actually we were in New York and went to like a I don't know, what do you call it? Yeah, barbecue on a rooftop, and they were hanging out, and so we were chilling with them, and they were playing their hip hop record that they put. Have you heard any of that stuff?
No, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's rad. They
I just saw them
like
down at Bonnaroo.
Really?
It was my favorite set. I saw
yeah, they're really fun.
late night, about 2:30 in the morning.
Totally.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. Well, it's wonderful getting to meet you, and look forward to seeing your sold-out show tonight at Cannery Ballroom.
Oh, cool. It's good talking to you. Thank you.